This is just going to be a quick, short overview and behind the scenes of an editorial I shot on Cinestill's new REDRUM film, as well as some large format and digital on my Sony A7II. So this shoot took place at my friend Dominique's studio, 20th Street Studios. I will link it in the description below. Griffin Sendak was very kind enough to do the video here, so all the clips you're seeing, minus the ones that you're seeing right now, he did in studio, and then Brianna was our model, with G, who is Dominique's friend, heading up the makeup. So the Cinestill is a redscale film, which means you shoot through the back of the film as opposed to the traditional front. I also brought along some T-Max and Portra. I butchered the Portra on the large format, so I only have the T-Max shots to show here. In terms of inspiration for this look, we wanted to work through something that was colorful without being too, I would say, extra or dramatic. And I'm really digging asymmetrical looks as of late. So we have one color surrounding her left eye, and then a different pattern kind of swirled out from the right, which gives a very unique look. I set up 4 different lights here, one through the back of the backdrop, 2 with different colors behind her to the left and to the right, and then I have a strobe with an optical snoot placed on her face, and that gives the effect of like highlighting her facial features and having that light fall off around the rest of the scene, which I think really does a good job of isolating her facial expressions and then also driving the eye to focus on the colors that are present. So again, G is kind enough to help out with makeup here. She has awesome work. You can check her out on Instagram. Again, I'll have everybody's links down in the description below. And after we finished up makeup here, while they were doing makeup, I was setting up lights and prepping my film cameras. Like I said, I loaded up the Cinestill, which I shot at the recommended ISO of 200. And I had pretty good results with that. And towards the end of the video, I'll show sort of the unique characteristics that I noticed when I shot it myself. We started off with digital, one because I just wanted to test the lights. Typically I use a 2 light setup, but this was 4, so I wanted to make sure everything was dialed in the exposure. In frame here is Brianna and Dominique as well, working through some inspiration. Here's some detail shots. So we have a little bit of highlight glitter over the cheekbones, and then we have those 2 colors in the eye, as well as some jewelry and accessories. So setting this up, as you'll see in the next few seconds, the digital shots that I had were pretty broad in terms of the looks that they gave. I tried different lights and different filters that were available, and ended up deciding upon a combination of red, green, yellow, and blue, and that highlighted the complementary colors that were present in the scene as I had to just arrange it in the composition. Now, after digital, I loaded up my film, like I said before, and the film itself went pretty well. My Intrepid, I used a 260mm, so on full frame that's like 75 and some change millimeter equivalent, so it's fairly tight. So it's a portrait lens. You can see me setting it up right here. I'm very excited. I mentioned in the video here when I get the Lomograph lock instant back for this camera, which I actually to date have gotten in the mail, but this shoot was about a month ago, so I did not have it yet. The LED panel off to the side isn't actually used to light the scene. It's mainly just help me focus. Again, the focusing screen with an Intrepid camera, it's all manual, no digital elements at all, and the maximum aperture I have on my lens here is f6.3, so I can't really get super bright, and it was getting later into the evening and getting more and more difficult to focus, so the LED panel helped me do that, and I had my lights set up in a way that the contribution from that ambient light was very small when it came to the actual exposure. So you'll see this sample shot coming up. The one that turned out that I actually really liked was T-Max 400. I've been going through different film stocks on my large format camera, and T-Max seemingly never disappoints, as well as HP5. So those are my go-tos for large format right now. And then after this, I moved on to the Cinestill. Cinestill REDRUM, again, red scale film here. So you're shooting through the back end. I shot this through a Yashica 635 TLR, which actually belonged to my grandfather back in the day. And I'm still working. I don't like the parallax correction in my actual camera, so the shots aren't as straight on as I'd like. But interestingly, there is a lot of detail and color retention. Even though you shot through the back of the film, my lab was actually able to salvage pretty much all of the color, which was impressive in terms of what the final image looked like. Now, of course, I've color graded these a little bit, and to my liking, my lab scans TIFF files. So overall, I really enjoyed the look and was happy with how the shoot turned out.